What's up, everybody? I'm back finally. I've been meaning to make videos, but I just haven't had the time between working and more recently I went to Georgia for my cousin's wedding, and it's just been, I've been all over the place and I just haven't had the time. I even made a video close to my last one and I just didn't even upload it because I didn't like how it came out. But yeah, back. Here's a new video, and yeah. And I want to, in another one, no, I'm not even going to mention it. There's no point mentioning it. But anyways, this one will be, because I noticed from the comments, there's a few people, these are just the few who have commented. Who knows the people who are watching, who commented they want to leave. They haven't left yet. They haven't left the Jehovah's Witnesses. One person is like unsure of it because they're like, I don't know if, I don't know. I see the hypocrisy. I see this. I see that. But at the same time, it seems as though the Jehovah's Witnesses are really the closest ones to whatever it is, knowing the Bible or God or Christianity in general, the closest ones to being Christian that there are. And yeah, so there's people out there who are watching the videos, and this is all I've seen through just a few comments. So it's like I said, who knows with the people who are watching. And I figured I'll just give my best advice from my own experience and what I wish I did when it comes to leaving. And yeah, because it's not at all easy, and don't make the mistakes I made. I was just very ignorant at the time and didn't know a lot. I didn't plan very well. I just did. I just acted. And I really do wish I did things a little differently, because I would be in a totally different position if I did. But that's besides the point. I would just like to, any advice I can give for anyone out there who's looking to leave or is at that step where they're going to leave. Anyways, I think the first thing you should do is you should get to the point where you have decided, I want to leave. Like, I do not want to be a Jehovah's Witness anymore. This is not what I want my life to be a part of. Whatever that is for you, get to that point. Whatever you have to do to get to that point. Get to that point, because you have to be there first. Get to the point where you've decided, in your mind, in your heart, this is not something I can do. This is not something I want to identify with, whatever. Get at least to that point. Anything else after that, what you believe in, whatever, that you can figure out at any point in your life. That is not that important. What is important is your mental health. That is the first thing above what you believe. And because if you're not even in a healthy mindset, how could you possibly come to a sound, rational conclusion on your belief system? You're going to be making decisions from unhealthy places, from an unhealthy state of mind, from either, being depressed or very anxious or scared. Not healthy mindsets to make any kind of decisions in. So at least get to the point where, like I said, you'd want to leave. You don't want to be a Jehovah's Witness anymore. This is it. You're solid on that conclusion. So once you've made it there, and this is mostly going out to people who are still living at home, because this is one of the hardest positions to be in, is when you're fairly young, you're late teens, early 20s, and you are at home still. First is start saving up money. You're most likely working. If you're not, get a job, save up money. If you don't have a car, let that be the first thing you get, is save up for a car. Save up for that car. Get a Toyota, or a Honda or something that is reliable, a used car, and something that's reliable, because you want to have independence and be able to go where you want to go. Because I'll get into that a little bit. Save up for that, and once you have that car, start saving up for a place to move out. Start saving up for an apartment or whatever it may be. Start saving up for a place to move out, because the situation you're going to be in most likely is your parents are going to shun you, your friends, or the people you thought you can call friends are all going to be shunning you. Everyone's most likely going to be shunning you. You have to prepare for the worst of the worst. Expect everything to go as bad as it could. The shunning is going to happen to you. You're not going to be talked to. Nobody's going to care about you. Expect the worst to happen and prepare for that, which is why I'm saying get that car so you have your independence, and save up for a place so you have somewhere to go, so you can get out of your house, get out of the toxic environment of being shunned. You don't want to be in that environment, trust me. Because this is where I wish I did things different. I wish I had saved up I had a car at the time, but I really wish I took seriously saving up for moving out, because I had been dealing with, I still deal with it now, but especially at the time, dealing with so much anxiety and all kinds of feelings and emotions and all this stuff, that it's that's all that would occupy my mind, my beliefs. All of these things would there was so much going on that would occupy my mind that I couldn't bring myself to focus on myself, what's best for me. And what would have been best for me is getting the fuck out of here and moving somewhere else. Fortunately, now I have gotten past a lot of those things and just really realized that, in order for me to live my best life, for me to be my greatest version of myself and be my healthiest, is I have to move out. I have to be on my own, I can't stay stuck here because it's not good for me. So, that should be a priority. Save up for the place, save up for the apartment, move out. And I think this is very, very important too, is doing whatever you can to make some friends if you don't have any. Make some worldly friends if you don't have any. Non-Jehovah's Witness friends. Start going out places. What are things you're interested in? See if you can get involved in some groups or, whatever it may be. Just go out, meet people, make some friends, because you're about to lose a whole bunch. And having close friends is very important. Just, I think anyways, in my opinion, just as humanity as a whole, just being people, we're very social creatures. So to have love stripped from you is detrimental. To have people you can't even talk to have nobody to be there for you is detrimental. And, you can do a lot of that for yourself, obviously, really loving yourself and all those things, of course. But nothing will ever beat having human interaction, somebody being there for you and having friends and loving relationships with your friends, those close relationships. So find some friends. It's not easy, obviously. It's not always easy to find good friends and good people and whatnot. But as long as you're putting yourself out there and all this stuff, you're bound to find a few people. You're just bound to. I guess it depends where you live too. If you live pretty far out there in the countryside or something, there's not many people around you. But I think that's a very important thing. Just go where there's people, meet people, talk to people, and, you know, have some friends. Because that's very important to have a group of people supporting you. You know, you don't gotta have a million friends, obviously, but just, you know, have a few close friends. That's really all you need. But yeah, like I said, I think that is massively important just for everybody. But yeah, like I said, get the car, save up money for the car, and save up money for the apartment, so that once you move out, you know, you can be yourself and you can be away from, you won't be stuck in a toxic environment. Because even if your parents do allow you to stay in your house or whatever, it still most likely will not be a good place to stay. And I would not bet on it. I would not bet on your parents, I wouldn't bet on where you're staying to be a healthy place to be for you. Like I said, plan for the absolute worst. Plan for everything to go as badly as it possibly could. And that way you're prepared for everything. And when it comes to finding friends and stuff, that is something you can also do. Like once you're out of your house and you're living on your own. But I think that is something people really have to do. Just if you can do it during, even better. But if it's something, you know, you're gonna have to do when you're moved out for whatever reason, then do it then. But I would say, because for me, that has helped a lot. It has helped a lot having friends who have listened to me and supported me throughout everything. Because if I were to have nobody, things would just be that much harder. Things would be so much harder not having anybody to talk to or explain your situation to, or somebody who just somebody there. And it's just makes life easier. And yeah, just having friends, you know, why would you not want to have friends in the first place? I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm just over-explaining, I guess. I don't know, but because I'm a loner too. I'm very much a loner. I have my friends and everything, but I stay to myself a lot. But yeah, just find some good people out there. Not easy, but find some good people. And like I said, you can find some groups to join or just go out and meet people. I mean, what was it? What's today? Monday. I went out Saturday with a few friends, and I went to the bathroom because I'm gonna explain this because these are just things that can happen, you know. I went to the bathroom. We were out at this club, and I'm like about to wash my hands, and this guy is just like looking at me, smiling, and I'm just like, I was like, "You good?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm living." I'm like, "Nice. That's good to hear." And he's like, "It was my birthday yesterday." He's like, "It was my birthday yesterday," you know? And he's like, "I'm just living right now, man." I was like, no way, dude. It was my birthday yesterday too. That's crazy. And he's like, "Yo, no way." He's like, "Yo, do you have Snap?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "I don't ever use it though." But he's like, "What do you use?" I'm like, "Instagram." He's like, "Oh, okay, let me add you on Instagram." And we added each other on it, just some random dude. And he's like, "Let me add you on Instagram." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then he messages me later. He's like, "Happy belated birthday, bro." And I'm like, "Thank you, man. Likewise," and this and that. And he's like, "Yo, whenever you're back in blah 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 town," he's like, "just let me know." And I was like, "Yeah, dude, I'll definitely let you know and we can hang." Some random fucking dude just looking at me in the bathroom with a smile on his face, and then I was just like, what are you doing? Are you good? And just turns out to be a really cool dude. And that's a potential friend right there. Just from going out and being places and interacting with people, you'd never know who you can meet, the type of person you can meet. So yeah, that was weird, but really cool at the same time. I like very spontaneous stuff like that, random stuff happening. But yeah, all the more reason to just go out, put yourself out there, and just exist, and you'll come across people. But yeah, let me just pause real quick so I can think a little bit. So I mean, that's pretty much it when it comes to that. When it comes to leaving and stuff, pretty much just have a solid plan of leaving your house and a place to stay, and trying to develop friendships and stuff. Like, just have that as like your main goal. Just getting out and talking to people. Just have that be your main goal. And I don't know if you hear that horn. I'm so distracted. Sorry. So when it comes to what to expect, I think this is a big part of it too. Like I said, you have to expect the worst to happen to you. I totally expected to be kicked out of my house. I expected nobody to talk to me. I expected just the worst of the worst. But as it turns out, my parents didn't kick me out. And I think I've mentioned this in past videos. I think the only reason for that is because I wasn't disfellowshipped. I faded. I slowly left. I just stopped going to meetings and this and that. I did talk to my parents, though, and say, I don't want to be a Jehovah's Witness anymore, and this is why, and whatever. And that was just a whole shit show in itself, with them always trying to argue with me and debate with me and all this crazy stuff. But I would say expect that too. You know, if you're living with your parents and stuff like that, expect them and maybe even people your friends in the congregation to be constantly trying to convince you not to do it. Don't leave and whatever. Just expect that, and expect getting random texts from people in your congregation saying they miss you and care about you. Like, expect all these things. And one thing I would suggest, I know it's hard, it's because it's something I didn't do, but I wish I did. I really do wish I did. It's a suggestion, but I guess this really depends on your willpower to put up with it. Don't leave the organization right away. Like, even though you've come to this conclusion and the decision to leave and everything, don't leave right away, because while you're trying to save up for the car, for the house, whatever, or the apartment, whatever it, while you're trying to achieve that goal, obviously you risk being kicked out right away. But if not, you'll be having to put up with all of that in the process. You'll have to put up with dealing with your parents and dealing with the congregation, and that's not easy to deal with, having people bombard you all the time with trying to convince you to stay, or and mostly your parents. I would not deal with that, because you're most likely not prepared to deal with that at all, because I know I wasn't. And I really, like I said, I wished I had just stayed for a little longer and just saved up, focused on myself and all this stuff. Really wish I did that. I can't express how much I really wish I did that, because it would have saved me a lot of emotions and a lot of things. It really would have helped. But yes, anyway, like I said, I suggest you just wait it out until you're ready to just boom, depart. And you can go about that, I guess, however you want when it comes to when you're ready to leave, like physically move out and everything, telling your parents and everything. I mean, you can either just leave and then tell them, or you can tell them and then leave. I don't think that's too important, really, because what's going to happen is going to happen. Like I said, expect the worst. Just be expecting the worst in every situation. Don't expect them to react how you, like, in any kind of good way. Expect everything to be against you. Expect everything to be working against you at all times. So that way you're just always prepared. You're always prepared. And yeah, I mean, that's really it. Is having that plan to move out, because once you're on your own, you're going to be able to do so much. You're going to be able to be yourself. Then you're going to be able to focus on you. You're going to be able to, what do I believe in now? What do I believe in? Because you just left, something behind. You can really focus on yourself. You can focus on that. You can focus on your mental health. You can focus on your job. You can focus on your friends and any potential relationships that are coming your way. You can focus on your life. You can focus on you. And that will be a whole new journey and adventure on its own. And there's plenty that comes with that. And that's for you. That's how you live your life. That's where you find your meaning in life. And that's how you create your life. And there's so much potential to create a beautiful, amazing life. And I'll make a whole separate video on that. But I just wanted to keep this one just very focused on that, what you should do. Because the mistakes I made, like I said, I did everything too quickly. Because to me, in my head, I was very ignorant at the time and a bit immature, obviously. But I was just like, I can't keep going to these meetings knowing this is going down and and all these things, and I don't even believe it anymore. And I couldn't sit through the meetings and do all this and that. So I was just like, fuck it, I cannot do this. I'm just gonna tell my parents, and whatever happens to me happens to me. It is what it is. I don't care. I'm just gonna deal with it as it comes. Fuck it. And that's exactly what I've been doing. And it's not been easy. I mean, any route you take isn't gonna be easy, but doing things that way, it's like, well, I'm trapped in my house. It's not like I could just go anywhere. I did have a place to go, because a friend of mine, he offered like, if you get kicked out, you can stay at my place. So it's not like I was completely, helpless, but I think it's better to have a place to go. Better to have a place to go. Yeah, because with him, it was like, it's only if I were to get kicked out. I didn't want to invade my friend's personal space living with him and his mom, I didn't want to, just not something I wanted to do. But yeah, really expect the worst to happen. I feel like I'm starting to repeat myself. I'm losing my place a little bit, sorry. But what was I gonna say? Find out next time. No. Let me think a little bit again. Okay, I remember what I was saying. Pretty much how I regret my decisions. But yeah, things would have been a lot easier for me if I just did what I'm saying that I think everyone else should do. When it comes to leaving, yeah, I know I would be farther along. I wouldn't have had to go through a lot of the things I'm going through in the way that I had to go through it. Because I've been dealing with a lot of things on my own. Most likely you're still going to deal with a lot of things on your own. But for me, it was like doing that while I'm in the same environment of my parents was like so hard. It was so hard, a lot of emotional manipulation, and it's just a lot to deal with that you don't have to deal with while being there. Different when you're on your own and you can be away from it. But being in it at all times and you have no choice but to be there most of the time is, very hard. And that's the main thing, is just getting away from that. And so you can thrive on your own. And yeah, I feel like that's really it. I don't feel like I have much more to say on it other than, after the fact when you've been on your own. Because now at this point in my life, I've finally, excuse me, I've realized that for a bit now, I would say within the last like year and a half, that I really do have to move out. That I really have to do that. But I've just been through a lot of shit within the past few years. A lot of things that have just gotten in the way of that. Just dealing with very toxic girlfriends at the time, and just dealing with, that of course brings all of its emotions with it. Dealing with my parents, obviously, and it's just a lot that if I was on my own, established, whatnot, it wouldn't have been as hard to things would have been different, is pretty much all I'm saying. So there's a lot you can avoid once you get out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I do want to make a video, I guess it'll be after this one, on just tips on how to live your life, what to do once you've left. Because for me right now, I've been very independent, and just I guess some tips on just living outside of Jehovah's Witnesses, and how you can make more friends and live a happier life, because there's a lot that we've been indoctrinated into, and there's so much brainwashing, there's so much mentally in the way that gets in the way of you just living your life and being you, from either the trauma you've experienced from being a Jehovah's Witness, or just simply from the indoctrination, from being in a cult, from being brainwashed. And there's a lot that can get in the way mentally that I obviously didn't realize until I left. And it's a whole lot of new things I've had to deal with and put up with, and it's been a crazy experience. So yeah, that'll be the next one, I guess, unless some other topic comes into my mind that I feel like doing at the moment. But regardless, I do want to talk about that. But anyways, I hope some of this information helps a little bit. If there is any recommendations anybody has, then definitely let me know. Or anything else that you want me to talk about, whatever it may be, just if there is any, let me know. Comment it, and I always read your guys' comments. And there was a few there's so many comments, like I always try to respond to all of them, but I know there's some that I missed, and I don't know what video they're on. I don't know, like I would have to like really go through and find it, but because I like replying to you guys, and I love hearing what all you guys say and hearing your experiences and whatever feedback you have. I just like hearing it, and I like responding to it and whatnot. But if I didn't get back to you, it's most likely because I didn't see it, or I did see it and I was replying to another one, and then it gets lost. Like, yeah, but I'm trying. So, but anyways, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. If you dislike it, and tell me why you liked it or disliked it. And if you want to see more like this, then feel free to subscribe. I plan on constantly making more videos, and maybe even starting a podcast at some point. I'm not sure. Yeah, I wish I mentioned this in the beginning of the video, by the way. On the Persuasion Pitch Podcast. Actually, no, I'm going to mention it in a short. I'll just mention it now since I said it. Persuasion Pitch Podcast. Go check it out. It's on Spotify and all podcast platforms. It's not on YouTube, but go check it out. There's a woman who interviewed me, and yeah, you should check it out because it was pretty cool, and I plan on doing more with her. So it just came out today, December 20th. So yeah, go check it out. I will link it in the description so you can check it out. And I'm also going to that's why I cut myself off. I'm going to make a YouTube short about it because I wish I said that in the beginning of this video, but I didn't. But yeah, very cool interview. She is a what do you call it? An anti-MLM. She's, what's it called? MLM means multi-level marketing. And she does interviews with people, and she even shut down an MLM marketing thing. But she's really cool. Sorry, my mind is all over the place. I'm gonna shut up. Just go check it out, and you'll see what I mean. Go check it out. It's on Spotify and any podcast platform. And I plan to do more. I'm going to get in touch with her again. And yeah, there will be more. So check it out and peace out.